Hi, in this video I wanted to show you a bit about the timing of the shot and when down in the address position how everything should look. Okay, so let's start with that. Now, when you get down for your shot, you must always be mindful of these things in order to play the shot well. These are extra things while down in the address position. So, that's the length of my cue, the line going down, my foot in position over the line. And then when you get down in the shot, what you have to do is you have to twist your hips and get down into the shot. Now, at this stage, you must ensure that your thumb and your index finger are solid bases for the cue. And then when you get your chin down on the cue, make sure your chin's touching the cue and do not let your head rise or fall. Keep your head still and then bring the cue back and strike. And that's how you play the shot. So first things first, always try and make sure that your head stays still on the shot. Because if your head's moving, which is something I have trouble with, if your head's moving, it can affect accuracy and you could miss the ball. We're trying to keep everything solid and everything sound in order to play most of the shots in the game to the best of our ability, of our individual ability. So these are all errors that we must try and iron out in order to have a good technique. So you're getting down to the shot. Make sure you've got those contact points that we mentioned in the other video, which is your grip hand, your chest, your chin, and the bridge hand. Make sure those contact points are all met. And just practice that position. So you're getting down and just keep trying it, making sure that everything happens. So your grip hands first, your bridge hands second, and then your chest and your chin. So bridge hand, grip hand, bridge hand, chest, cue, chin on cue, like that. And just keep practicing that until you feel comfortable and until you feel a pattern forming. So get down, nice and natural. Keep that head still. Bring the cue back. And strike. Bring the cue back. And strike. Now, when you're playing these shots, not only does your chin have to remain on the cue and your head not lift or fall, keep your head still, but you need the forearm position, which is always as vertical as possible. So you've got your upper arm going horizontally and then your forearm going down. So you've got like a 90-degree angle. So always try and make sure you've got that position like that. So your forearm's always pointing down. So keep trying the shot and getting in the position. And that should help you. So the more times you do it, you see, the more you will find your comfortable position. Because like I said before, everybody's different. And everybody needs to find that comfortable method that helps them the most and benefits them the most. And now in terms of the timing of the shot, what you need to do is, you see there are quite a few bad habits that people can develop over time, which they may or may not be aware of. And one of the main ones for me is the backswing. If the backswing is too fast, then the cue could inadvertently come offline on the backswing, which would then magnify the negative effect of the delivery. So, and to a certain degree, your eyes are the main control for the backswing. So if that cue isn't controlled consciously on the backswing, then it could veer off to either side, left, right, up or down or across, and it could jeopardize the actual delivery of the cue, which is something that would definitely result in a missed pot or bad position. Either of those things aren't what we want. So that's my main thing to say to people when I'm watching them play, because that's probably the first thing I'll notice, that they've got a fast backswing. And if you've got a fast backswing, then it's near on impossible for your eyes to catch that fault and be able to rectify it on the shot. So I always say to have a slow and deliberate backswing, because then everything's still kept in control. So you get down to the shot, preliminary addresses, and then a slow and deliberate backswing, and then through. But then, even then, errors could still creep in. And another way to combat that would be to not only have the slow backswing, but on the delivery of the cue, the final shot, if you can start that cue in motion on the correct line and then go through the cue into the cue ball and complete the shot, you will find that you've still been able to maintain that accuracy as the shot starts and as the shot resumes into the full shot. So what I mean by that is, rather than when you come up to the backswing, rather than going from 0 to 100 miles an hour, what we are trying to do is we're trying to start off at, say, 10 miles an hour and then through the ball. So it's like a gradual acceleration. What we don't want to do is decelerate, because then you lose the pace of the shot and you don't get the desired effect, especially with position. So it's not an instant strike of the ball, because that tip could be hitting any part of that cue ball which you haven't wanted to hit, and then you won't get the right thing, you won't get the right result. So always try and gradually start the acceleration of the cue through the ball, because you will then more often than not follow the correct line that you chose on the shot line. Now that's the most important thing to keep the accuracy. That's your last part of the control of the shot. So you have to be in full control of it. So you get down to the shot, all your contact points, preliminary addresses, keep your head still, cue back nice and steady, little pause, and then gradual and through. And that's as accurate as you can get. So just be mindful of those little parts of the game that could hinder you when you're learning, because if you can get those right in the early stages, then you stand a much better chance of developing your game in the more correct manner. I hope you like this video. I do think it's really important, and if you could subscribe to the channel, then you'll see much more content such as this, and hopefully it will be helping you to enjoy the game a lot more. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.